this is the Chanteuse study. Let's just see if we can find it. It's very interesting to quote from it, actually. Page 407. It is wrong. Self-correction of refractive error among young people in rural China, Zhang et al. And it's what's interesting is this is just a summary of the research, but the very interesting point, if you look here on page 407, you find that with self-refraction in this study, which is in rural China, 97% of the study group achieved distance visual acuity of 7.5 or better in a better seeing eye. Now, it's a bit technical, but when you say, I think most people realise that 20/20 vision is good vision, and in metric units that's 6.6, and 7.5 is really close to 6.6. So in other words, these children can definitely see well enough when they have self-adjusted to function in class, and 97% of the trial group of 500 children could do that. Actually, we were surprised at just how well this procedure works. And I conveyed that we had this data, but it wasn't yet published, when James Stevenson came to see me, and he said, "So what's the most important thing we could do to help you today?" And I said, well, our research shows that myopic teenagers can self-refract and rather well. And what we need is, we've only got these rather clunky devices, so what we need is a device for children, or rather for teenagers. And you've got to design it so that you have a number of constraints with this in this project, because you want to design glasses which will function properly optically, but teenagers are, like everyone, really sensitive to how they look. So you want to design the eyewear so that it is attractive, so that it is actually known from research done by another very close friend, Nathan Congdon and colleagues in Mexico, that if you have a group of children who need vision correction to function in class, and you give them glasses they don't like, they don't wear them. So you have a challenge. Nathan, incidentally, now works in China, and you have a challenge that you have to make something which works, but it also has to look nice and appeal. So, and James Stevenson said, "What will that cost?" I told him, and he found the money from his company to develop this device and manufacture a number of them. And where we've now got to, you're right up to date now, because not only have you seen the world state of the art, but you're also about to see the very first production samples of child vision glasses made by the Centre for Vision in the Developing World, but actually made for us by, again, a very dear friend who is the CEO of a very interesting optical company, which has several factories in China. And so this is a production variant of that device. This is the prototype, which incidentally won an award, a design award, which I'll tell you about in a moment. And this is the this is an example. It's about the 6th example off the production line. It's still early days. It's just into production. It hasn't yet been, it's actually being worked on now to make it acceptable so that we're happy with it. And then our next step, once we've done that, it will be to take this device into clinical trials, and some of those clinical trials will start in China. Some of those clinical trials will start in China, and this is all very exciting because there are many, many millions of children of teenagers in China who, it turns out, need eyewear so that they can function in class but don't have it. So now I'll go back and be a little bit formal for a moment here. I don't want to... There are two things I should say. One is that my work effectively shows that if you use the right device and you follow the correct procedure, you can get a clear vision, good clear vision. You can get reasonably accurate vision correction and clear vision where you do the thing yourself, without a professional. That doesn't mean you don't need eye care professionals. You do need eye care professionals. You need them for your eye health. And some people say that, well, Silver says, you don't need opticians or anything, you just give people glasses. I never say that. That is quite wrong. You must have eye health services. But one of my thoughts in developing this technology has been, well, what do you do about people who live in areas where they never get access to any eye care professional? And the fact is that you can... Excuse me about just... Oh. Where we are just at the stage of prototype for this device, which is different from the earlier ones in that not only has it been designed to function optically well, it's also been designed with very good industrial designers. Oh, sorry, is that? Very good industrial designers to appeal to the people that it's made for. We don't know that it will, but this is one design. We can change the design, we'll change the colour, and the emphasis is to both. It has to function properly optically, and it has to appeal to the wearer. It also has to be manufactured at very low cost, and that is, we are confident that we can do that. You have to do that because you want to reach large populations who don't have much money.